Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. Big show today. We break down the D23 news and all the trailers they dropped. We give you the Emmy winners and see how we compare to our picks. Plus trailers we watch and the double feature. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with my friend from a galaxy far away. Ready to keep the rebellion going, Andres!
Yeah. What's
up, man?
How's it going?
It's going good, dude. I'm
Man,
excited.
dude, we got too much to talk about. We're going to see if we can squeeze in as much as we can in an hour or less.
All right.
Let's
no
get
chit chat.
No chit chat.
Let's go.
Just go.
Let's
All
go.
right, go. Fire away.
All right. D23. Bunch of stuff dropped. How do you feel overall?
It's fine. Nothing. There was no breaking the internet this year with any announcements. There was only one that I didn't see coming. Other than that, it was like, all right, yeah, they're gonna do a sequel to this movie. Yeah, they're gonna do another show for that movie. All right, cool. How about you?
Same. I was expecting more, but I'm like, all right, I guess we got a bunch of trailers. What we'll talk about in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go through real quick. Like, we'll go Disney, Star Wars, and then MCU. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the Disney side, what do you think? Did you like anything in particular?
No, not really. I think
No.
Let's see. They announced a couple of animated films. I don't know anything about them. They've been doing a great job lately, so I'm like, we'll definitely watch them. The Inside Out 2 is one of the things that they announced for Pixar, which was I'm like, all right. I mean, that it's just you just take that premise of the emotions and just put them in a whole different setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put them in a different country for all we care, and it could be still like really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then the word is after that, though, apparently there's like a dispute with like half the voice actors where they're not, Disney's trying to pay them like base very little rights. Like Bill Hader is like, no. So so there's a bunch of actors who might not come back for the sequel for Inside Out, but to be determined.
Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot Bill Hader was the nervous guy. Was this fear or what was it? Fear?
I think it was fear.
Emotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Inside Out. So that's probably the one thing I'm most excited for.
Yeah. Inside Out's a beautiful movie. It's actually one of my favorite rides on California Adventure too.
There's an Inside Out ride?
Yeah, California Adventure, yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, go check it out next time I go. All right. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars at D23. What the hell did they announce? I think they announced a couple cast members for some shows.
Yeah, I don't know. Not in touch with any of the Star Wars stuff. All I know is that they dropped that Mandalorian trailer.
And I think they dropped the last Andor trailer.
Yeah.
And
excited for that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit or later in the show. So yeah, there's not a whole lot. We'll talk about the trailers for these right after we're done talking about the news immediately.
Yeah.
MCU.
The biggest news they dropped was the Thunderbolt cast, or you know what I'm saying, the member of the team. So
yeah,
I mean, we can break it down real quick. We got Val. She was the recruiter, kind of, double agent type. I don't know, like some sort of like wannabe Agent Fury, Nick Fury, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
She hasn't really had it. She's been on screen for like 2 minutes. But she's a great actress and she's fucking hilarious. So I'm looking forward to what she does, whether she's good or bad. Good guy, bad guy. We'll find out.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be hard for me to separate her because all her career for me has been comedy. So it's like, what, you're going to be an action hero or whatever,
Yeah.
All right. I do not know who this person is, but I remember her in the movie Ghost, Hannah John Carmen.
Yeah. From Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I like those Ant-Man movies. I
Yeah,
really like all the side characters, and I think they're well rounded and they're put together well. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of stakes to them,
yeah,
but they're fun overall.
yeah, totally. Like it's the first Ant-Man was like way better than I thought it was gonna be. Like way better. It's got rewatchability. We watched it a couple times.
Yeah,
It's not like it's a lower stakes kind of Marvel film where it's like its own little
yeah,
contained thing. And they were
yeah,
smart because they got like fun supporting actors throughout the whole movie, so they just enjoyed it.
yeah.
But she was like a
Uh,
throwaway character, but we'll see. She has interesting power, but
yeah,
uh, but keep it going.
could be hands. Could be pretty cool. All right, moving on. We got the Red Guardian, David Harbour.
Yeah,
Ex- I'm down.
yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
He was from Black Widow.
yeah. He hams it up pretty good.
Yeah,
All right, we got probably the breadwinner right here,
yeah, I'd say so.
Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh. I gotta say, I my stock is like all in on Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
You know, I pretty much watch anything with her in it right now, so
yeah,
I'm excited.
I yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, she's leading this thing up. We'll see what they do with her.
I know. I kind of want her to beat this character's ass. Winter Soldier. Oh no, not this one. U.S. Agent
Yes,
Wyatt Russell.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a fun throwing him in there because he was not a well
yeah,
liked character on the Falcon show, Falcon and
yeah,
Winter Soldier. So I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. And him and Winter Soldier clearly are not going to be buddies.
yeah. Speaking of, Winter Soldier is going to be in this movie.
Yeah,
Sebastian Stan
yeah,
reprising his role from all those other movies.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah. And the last one, also from Black Widow.
Yeah, Taskmaster,
Yeah,
Olga Kurylenko.
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
That's an interesting lineup in the comics. These are not the fucking Thunderbolts at all. So I'm very
yeah,
curious what they're gonna do with the idea in the comics. It's villains posing as a superhero team, and then you
yeah,
find out later, like, oh shit. But we'll see what they do with the book. I don't know. The movies are. This sounds like a really fun film with that cast alone. I'm like, I'm totally in. I don't know what else to tell
yeah.
folks.
This is feels a little bit of a Suicide Squad-y,
Absolutely.
you know, but we're missing the big monster. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the shark guy over there. I read a thing where Abomination could have been a possibility.
Oh
That would have been
yeah,
cool.
that would have been
That would have
cool.
been cool. So I think it's cool, but we're missing. They're all like regular people to me, so I'm missing the like
The the
mute the mutant or like the
the
freak or
creature,
yeah the creature.
the dude who has to
So
wear like a trench coat when they walk into a bar to hide
yeah,
him.
yeah.
All right.
So we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one.
All right,
And that's in 2024. So that's still they're
they
not
got a
gonna
while.
they got a while.
Yeah. All right.
You know they're gonna show up in the shows over the next like 2 years.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what's next?
The Disney pulls Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. So speaking of the Star Wars news,
Yeah.
I guess they didn't talk about it during their convention, and then a couple days later they officially announced it's off this release date. It was on the release schedule for I think the end of next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been having problems for a while. And it was supposed to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who has directed the two Wonder Woman film. But considering how the last Wonder Woman 2 film severely underperformed, that's not going to help your stock. So who knows what was going on there? I think that would be a cool idea. It was Rogue Squadron is a Star Wars film just about pilots, like going on
Mm-hmm.
like crazy Top Gun type missions. I'm like,
Yeah.
that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gets made at some point. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They still have a hard time making Star Wars films
Yeah.
over that Lucasfilm.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking forward to it just because I gotta say, out of all the Star Wars noises and sounds, uh, the TIE fighter scream and like the X-Wing fighter going at it is probably one of my favorites. You know, like just hearing the TIE fighter going "Wah," or whatever, you know, that noise. And I'm sure we would have gotten plenty of that during a Rogue Squadron freaking
You probably would have been happy.
yeah. So
That'd be like,
anyways,
yeah. All right.
well all right, moving on to the D23 trailers. All right,
Yes.
man.
All right. Yeah. Not to be confused with
I
normal trailers. We're gonna do some normal trailers
yeah,
during the normal segment, but keeping on brand here. Go for it.
yeah. I already know that you didn't watch it, but I did watch it. The Mandalorian season 3 trailer.
No, I watched it.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Like, did you watch it? Watch it? Or did you watch
Yeah.
10 seconds
No, I
and
watched
be
the whole
like,
thing.
I'm in? Liar. Anyways, uh, I'll say that, man. Like once you hear that music, that weird Western sci-fi
Yeah.
kind of like you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we're coming back. We're coming back home,
Yeah.
and I'm all in, man.
Yeah.
Love the Mando. Mando.
Yeah. I mean, we got a little taste of him at the end of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
which was good because that show was not so good. Um, I'm super looking forward to it. I read somewhere that one of the actors said it's like they're refocusing the show on like the bigger um storylines now. They're not just
Mm-hmm.
trying to go for like individual missions. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got to take this thing to give it to these other people
Mm-hmm.
and avoid these people along the way. Like they're
Yeah.
doing like a much bigger story. I'm like, cool. Like
Yeah.
just like do some more world building. Let's get
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, the show looks cool. Looks pretty. Like they're going to some new areas.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the actual trailer itself?
I liked it. I like that. When I can't remember her name, but when the female Mandalorian was like, "Did you think your father was the only Mandalorian?" And then cut to a bunch of Mandalorians. You're like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
something's about to be on."
yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I'm excited to see
They're
what
gonna
they
get
get
into it.
into.
It's gonna be fun. As long as
Yeah,
this is fun, cool.
and it seems like they're setting up a some sort of Mandalorian war between
Yeah, yeah,
two sections or
yeah,
whatever. Like if you look at it that way.
yeah. Over the saber. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a fun season. Looking forward to it.
Well, then you got the guys that take off their masks and the ones that
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's like crazy.
yeah,
All right, moving on to Willow.
yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love Willow, dude.
I'm in.
Yeah.
The one thing that on the trailer I was like, oh shit, they got what's her name, Joanne Whalley Kilmer from the first Willow film. She shows up immediately. I'm like, damn, and like she's still looking pretty good. Like she's
Yeah.
doing her thing, and it's about her daughter, and they're showing like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in. Like I don't
I'm
care.
in too.
It looks nice. It looks a little too clean still for me, but
Yeah.
regardless, like I almost wish there's a character reveal. I'm not gonna spoil, but they show a character who I love from the first film, and they showed this character in this trailer now, and I'm like, shit. I wanted that to be a surprise, but I'm like, regardless, like I'm in. Like I'm
Yeah.
super stoked, And the music comes in, and you're just like, damn, this looks cool. The visually, like they spent some money. I think they did a good job.
Yeah. I think I get what you're saying about looking a little clean because the original film, it was like it felt like they shot it when it was during monsoon season.
Yeah, I felt like they were in the mud a lot.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
And added that film texture that already
yeah,
comes with it.
yeah,
Uh yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I just like want some like wholesome family fantasy kind of thing, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm excited, dude.
It's gonna
It
be.
looks good. I don't know if I told you, but last year we watched Willow, the original. I showed it to
I think we
Matthew,
did
and
too. Yeah.
he was kind of like, at first he was like, whatever, but at the end he was like all in, invested. Like, no, this is happening, that's happening, and
It's a
so
good. It's a good film. Like they
yeah,
did the locations they shot at were super cool in the mountains, and
yeah.
there's some great sequences, like fun sequences. It-
And I gotta say, those trolls are like the ugliest trolls ever, man. So
oh yeah, they're nasty.
yeah, so we'll see how it is. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, what we got next?
Next, we got Werewolf by Night. It's a Marvel TV special or TV movie or
Yeah.
um I was a little confused. Not confused, but like trying to figure out what it was.
So it's black and white,
Yeah.
and I watched it with Christina because we watched all these trailers. I'm like, let's just sit here and watch
Mm.
all the new stuff. Like Sunday night, we just sat and
Mm-hmm.
watched all the trailers that Disney just dropped. And with that one was the one where she turned to me and she's like, after we watched the trailer, she was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, and I do not. I tried to kind of explain it to her, but I was kind of like, you know what? I don't think I know either. It's like a throwback to like a
Yeah.
50s horror film, but
Yeah.
how they put the trailer together, I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's not even like confusing because they try to make it clever. They try to make it just random images and words, and shit on the
Yeah.
screen, and there's like that's the trailer. I'm like, okay, I don't. It got people's attention because it's like it's so out there and kind of shitty. It's
Yeah.
basically a shitty trailer. Let's just call it what it is. But that might be enough to get people's peak. Like if it wasn't a Marvel thing, people would never watch it. But it's like a Marvel putting out this oddly shitty black and white trailer.
Mm.
People are going to be a little intrigued. I'm intrigued. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I guess I don't want to call it shitty, but because I don't understand it, I'll just go with it. I'm not gonna argue with you about that shit. But but I do agree with it because it says Marvel on top of it. It draws attention to it. All
Yeah,
right.
so we'll see about
That's
that
all I
one.
gotta say about that shit.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Marvel's Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Nick Fury coming back.
Yeah. It looks like
With
a big espionage action thing. There's
yeah,
going to be some uh aliens, of course.
yeah, yeah.
That's what the whole thing is based on, but for the most part it looks like very it's like the end of what's it called? Spider the second Spider-Man with
Far
oh
From Home.
yeah. At the end they kind of establish like what's going on, and
Mm,
it's basically an extension of that.
yeah. It seems a little melodramatic to me. I'm like, there's a like these people are not real people. I'm like they're just yelling at each other. I don't know. We'll see. I
Comes
have
out.
my
Yeah.
my spider senses up for that shit. Like,
Okay. Well, fingers
yeah,
crossed. And it's Amelia Clark's Daenerys Targaryen herself,
yeah,
her
yeah,
MCU debut. So I'm like, all right, cool.
yeah. Nothing jumped out to me about the trailer.
Yeah, there is. We'll see. Hopefully, it's like a smart, fun espionage type film.
Yeah.
I think it's going to lead
Well,
into an Avengers stuff because it's like Secret Invasion is going to lead into Secret Wars.
yeah. Well, I think that's it for the D23 trailers. We breezed through them. 23. I think
Yeah,
the highlight for me, uh, of course, was Mandalorian and Willow. I'm like, really excited for that. And then
same.
the other two, I'm kind of like, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fingers crossed. But us being us, we'll probably at least try to watch them and see how it goes.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch this. But yeah. All right, man. Moving on
Yeah.
to big show happened this past weekend, the TV Emmy Awards, and we decided to fill out a little ballot. We didn't fill out the whole thing because there was too many categories,
Dude, so many.
but we tried to hit the big ones, and we're gonna go see who picked some right ones, picked some wrong ones,
Yeah.
and we'll see who's the best and who is the
Who's
worst.
the best? I
All
think
right.
to my full discredit, I'd say something like 60% of the shows that were nominated, I didn't watch. So I was not on good footing to like make any good decisions. So I just kind of went with what I had.
That shit sounds like a personal problem. Don't bring your shit to us. That's what that shit sounds like. Guess you should have watched some shit then.
I guess so. Anyways,
All right. What
all right.
you want to start? You want to start with the big one?
Yeah, drama series.
Drama
So,
series.
yeah, we did it. Explain how we did it, though.
All
Our
right. So
two
we went,
picks.
yeah, we went with a pick that we thought that the committee would, or was that what you call them? The Academy? The Emmys would pick
The voters. I don't
the
know.
voters.
Those
Yeah.
fuckers.
So we did a pick that the voters would pick, and then we did a pick of who we would want to win. Okay, so for drama series,
Yeah.
I both my picks were for Succession, and
Oh,
Succession won.
okay. Yeah, not
So
mine. Mine, I was going with my personal choice was Stranger Things because it was so fucking cool.
yeah,
And then my gut for the or not my gut, my political pick from I figured, okay, Squid Games.
the one that counts.
Yeah. And then Succession won.
Yeah.
So
So
you fucking clean sweeped that one.
we won for me.
Yeah, I have not I tried to watch no, I watched the first episode of Succession. I did not give a shit. So there you go.
Yeah. All right, comedy series.
Yeah.
All right, so I picked What We Do in the Shadows for both the one that I wanted to win and for the one that the voters would pick. and I did not get that right.
Me either. I picked Hex for the one I thought was gonna win, and What We Do in Shadows for the one I wanted to win. But the winner was go for it.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were gonna give it 2 years in a row. That's why I didn't pick any Ted
Okay.
Lasso stuff. I enjoyed the season too, and it was just um I didn't think they would go two in a row because I thought some other stuff was better. But
Okay.
whatever.
All right. Next one.
All right. Lead actor, drama. I picked to win Jeremy Strong from Succession. And I wanted Adam Scott to win from Severance. I did not get this right either.
I picked Jason Bateman for both.
Okay. And the
Which,
winner, oh yeah,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
didn't watch enough of the other shows to really have a good pick. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go with what I watched.
Yeah. So the other one, so the winner was Lee Jung Jo from Squid Game, which is kind of a nice surprise. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was a dope show. And then
I thought
it's
the show was
nice that,
awesome.
yeah. And it's cool that they got recognized for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Super cool. I was
super
like, all
cool.
right. All right. Lead actor comedy.
Lead actor comedy. I picked Bill Hader for the voters. And then I wanted Steve Martin to win from Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, cool. I picked Nicholas Holt for both my pick and what I thought the voters might win.
And
Neither
we
of us were
didn't.
right. Yeah.
No. Back to Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
If we just would have picked Ted Lasso, we would have won some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Second year, Jason Sudeikis won. Last year, famously, he just received this award via Zoom, and he looked like he was just like drunk and high and shit. I don't know if you heard about that,
I should
but
look that one up.
he looked like he just smoked some shit.
All right.
Uh,
Who's next?
all right, lead actress drama. I picked Zendaya to win from the voters and Laura Linney to win as who I wanted to win.
I picked Laura Linney as who I wanted to win. No, who I thought would win. And I didn't have a second pick on this. So this must have been the what sole pick because I didn't watch the other shows.
Oh, well, I got this right because Zendaya won.
Yeah.
So that's two for me.
I think
All right.
did I get one right yet? I got
No.
seriously?
Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't get one. Yeah, wait, no, yeah, I did. I got limited anthology series. I got that one right. We skipped that one for some reason.
Because we both agreed not to do it.
Is that the deal? I don't know. Anyways,
This guy over here,
well, I'll give
Mr.
myself
Not
a quarter of a point. Quarter of a point awarded. Andres. All right, lead actress.
shooting blanks over here. Lead actress for comedy. I voted Quinta Brunson to win for Abbott Elementary, and I wanted Jean Smart to win, and Jean Smart won.
I picked Jean Smart to win, and I wanted her to win, and she did win. So there you go. There's my one.
There you go. I almost had that one. All right. Supporting actor drama. All right. I picked Matthew McFadden from Succession to win.
Yeah.
And I wanted John Turturro to win from Severance.
Oh, okay. I didn't pick anyone because I didn't know anyone.
All right. Well, Matthew McFadden won.
Congratulations.
That's 3 for me. All right. Here we go. Supporting actor drama. Comedy. I picked Henry Winkler to win.
Oh yeah, cool.
And I wanted him to win.
Yeah.
But he did not win.
Yeah. I picked Anthony Kerrigan from Barry. Both to win and my pick.
Yeah.
We were both wrong.
Yeah. Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso. Another Ted Lasso winner.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso's really giving it to us this year. Supporting actress drama. Patricia Arquette, I wanted to win, and Sarah Snook from Succession is who I picked to win.
Okay. I picked Julia Gardner for my voter pick and personal pick, and she won.
Yeah, there you go. There's your one pick.
That's 2.
Oh, that's 2.
Jean Smart, asshole.
Jean Smart. Yeah, there you go.
I got the ladies right. All right. Supporting actress comedy.
I love the asshole in there like, you're winning. All right. Supporting actress comedy. We got I picked Hannah Ibinger, what's her name? From Hacks. That's who I wanted to win and who I picked to win.
Okay.
but she did not win.
I picked Alice Bornstein from Marvelous Miss Maisel because every time she's on screen, I think it's like electric and
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. I'm trying to
So,
see her name. I don't see her name. The lady that won. Oh,
you
there it
can
is. Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's what won.
really?
That's who won. Yeah, from Abbott Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a cool little show, man. It's
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. You recommended it here.
Yep. All right. Directing for a comedy series. I don't think we got any of the rest right, buddy. To tell you the truth.
Should we just? Yeah,
Yeah, I think we're good.
we
We can
ate
call.
shit on.
We
Should we just
call it.
should we
We'll
just
call
call
it.
it done? The one thing that kind of got me was White Lotus nominated for a ton of shit.
Yeah.
I think it won a few things.
Yeah, I think it won.
I, I thought it was good, but there's also times like the first episode was a bit of a struggle, and
Mm,
it dragged, and it was a little repetitive, and it was a little too
yeah.
long. Everyone did a good job for the most part, but I just didn't think it was like I thought it was very middle,
Yeah.
and it's nominated for like everything. Like there's this one category, supporting actress. One, two, three, four, five. Five of the seven nominees are from that show. Like, dude, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Anyways, that's my one. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think it was a good TV season, but like a lot of this TV was pandemic TV, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How it goes next year.
And we're gonna review a pandemic film and what we watch pretty soon. So we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's all for like our interesting news bits. That was a
Yeah.
long, long news cycle. And
Yeah. For the record, Francisco won and Andres ate shit. All right.
how many did you get right? I think I got two. What did you
Three.
get? Three. Oh
Three.
shit, you fucking killed it with those three. Three out of fucking 10.
Is three better than two? Yes.
Depends on if it's getting kicked in the balls three times or twice. Depends on how you take it.
Whatever you like, buddy.
Your face, buddy.
Yeah. Whatever you like. I know that you don't like to lose and you fucking lost.
Yeah. I
So
told you going in I was gonna eat shit.
yeah.
All right. Speaking of eating shit, let's review some stuff.
All right. Do you
This is
want to
what we
just go
watch.
into that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Finally watched it.
Well, I watched it.
Well, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
No, I want you to go. I think we should probably mention that there's gonna be some spoilers there right now. Go.
Okay. All right. So I watched it and I don't want to shit on it the whole time. I don't want to shit on it the whole time. What I will say is that it was like it's like when you have a bad breakup and you don't know what you're doing and you do dumb shit, but you think you're making the best decision in the moment and you're not. I think that's what's happening in this movie. Like whoever was making the movie, they thought they were making the best decisions possible, but they did not. And I don't know if he was going through a bad breakup or what, but some of this stuff is just like plot wise and oh man, some of even the technical stuff like the special effects and I mean there's some redeeming things. So I'll just give you what I like and the rest of the stuff I basically didn't like. Okay? I like Korg.
Mm-hmm.
I like gore. I like the black and white sequence. I like part of where they Thor there's a
Is
bunch
this
of little Thors.
I think we
I
should
like
probably mention that there's gonna be some spoilers there right now.
well maybe we can edit to the beginning, like we'll put spoilers in the beginning.
Yes. All
All
right, go
right.
ahead.
Well that's what a review is, man. We're
Yeah.
just not gonna just not say it like, oh yeah, we didn't like it, and not give them why we didn't like
Oh
it.
no. I hear you. It's all right.
So don't be
But
like spoilers all condescending either, asshole.
yeah, fuck you. Keep with your fucking brilliant thesis on Thor. Keep going.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So I just don't understand how all of a sudden we can just give his powers to other people. I don't know. That was weird. And then the ending, like, hey, I tried to kill you. I killed a bunch of gods, but can you watch my kid for me? And then he's like, oh yeah, my love just gave up her life for you. Yeah, I'll watch her. I'll raise her as my own. Like what? Really? I don't know. A bunch of stuff like that, like nonsensical stuff. Uh, Geez, Zeus was funny, but I mean, there's just a lot of shit. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo, and nothing made sense. I'm done. You go.
Agree. Um, I had to watch this film in like 3 or 4 sittings because in the first like 20 minutes, Christina's like, I can't stand it. We get just turn it off. Just turn it off because we love the last Thor. Like
Yeah.
Ragnarok is so good, and she's a huge fan of Taika Waititi. In this film, in the first 20 minutes, it's like so disjointed and disconnected, and it has like no flow. And it starts off with those 3 stories of like Gore. Like it just opens with his story. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't just do that. And
Which
like
looked horrible.
and it had no context. It's like a dude is hanging out in the desert. I'm like, maybe show him like in a village with his family, like happy times, and then go to bad times. Like, give some context of like, it's just like, or is he just a shitty dad that just took his kid to hang out in the middle of the desert and die? You know what I mean? Like, they didn't do that story any justice at all from the comic. And I'm like, I just don't feel like, what the fuck is happening? And then it gets all cheeseball with him meets his god. Then all of a sudden he gets his power. I'm like, okay, it's all just super random. And then it goes to sad Thor in this kind of an awkward scene with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then it goes into like sad Natalie Portman with Jane Foster. I'm like, what is this? Like in the first like 20 minutes, they're just like, everyone's like, I'm like, holy shit, man. And like, and nothing is like connected. And then when there's a scene, at least in the first like 20, 30 minutes, like every scene, like I swear it starts in the middle. I'm like, what's just happening? How do we get here? What does this have to do with anything? Like there's no connection. It's just a bunch of random ass scenes. And it was like, oh man, it's gonna be like this. And the shit was not like, didn't have the heart that the last one did, didn't have the humor, it didn't have like the sharpness, the designs of like the costumes, everything. I'm like, what is this? Like Thor's new costume? I thought it looked terrible. Like it looked like some Disney Plus shit. They ran out of time or money. They're like, just throw something together from another show, like borrow some costume and just put it on them. Like the designs were not good. Like and it was all the things that were meant to be funny, like the goats. I didn't find them to be funny at all. So he had all this awkwardness the whole fucking movie, and it was so disconnected. I'm like, why do I care about anything? Like they had a bunch of ideas, but they weren't connected to anything. It was just like this scene with his breakup for Jane, then the scene with like his breakup from the Hammer, and there are some ideas that were there, but they were not well executed. Um, they Christian Bale, it's awesome. Like they could have done so much more with his character in the beginning to make him a sympathetic character. And he just kind of showed up like 3 times for like no real reason, and then also, no, here's my daughter at the end. I'm like, what the fuck? And like you said, Thor has a daughter now. Like, what the shit? It was so random. And like giving those kids the power at the end, I'm like, what the shit? Like these kids are all scared shitless, and then all of a sudden they're like killing machines, and I'm like, what the like consistency across the board in this film is just out the window. Everything was just convenient for every scene. That's all it was. And I understand this is like a COVID film where they shot it all probably like in one room, and that's why it felt kind of awkward and strange. But man, it was like random thing, random thing, random thing. The end. And I have a bunch of notes here. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? But this film, at the end of the day, like Ragnarok, we've probably watched it like 10, 12 times. Super rewatchable, hilarious. This film, zero rewatchability. And you've already touched on all the other points, so that's I think I'm done. I think I'm good. Uh
Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder. Fuck. Any thoughts? Any replies?
Yeah, it was funny because like the first hour or so, they kept trying to like bombard you with fucking jokes that weren't hitting. Like it felt like it felt a little bit like uh the humor the humor that they were trying to use was the humor from a different show
Yeah.
or a different movie because
Nothing
it
was
wasn't
yeah.
connecting, nothing was
No.
landing,
No.
and it was like, are you guys are aware that these people here to watch a superhero movie, not to for this kind of humor? It was like kind of like um I don't know, like it was subtle, but not subtle. They had like punchlines that didn't land, and it was just all over the place. And
No, the Ragnarok was very nuanced with like what they were
yeah,
trying to accomplish and how they got there. And I'm like,
yeah,
it was a feat. to balance all of that together was a hell of a feat.
Yeah.
This film was, I guess, what Ragnarok could have been if it just didn't fucking just hit on all cylinders like the whole time. It was crazy. But man,
Yeah.
the one thing someone pointed out on some YouTube channel that the director Taika Waititi, who's awesome, man, he's also has like 6 or 7 other projects that he's currently working on, and he was
Mm-hmm.
also co-starred in a TV show. What was it? Our Flag Means Death.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing so many things, and they said they think that his focus was just not there at all for this film when it
Oh,
comes to the writing, the acting.
that plays into my ugly breakup thing, because
Yeah,
you don't know
like
what the fuck you're doing. So it's
yeah,
like he's spread so thin that
yeah.
he
It
didn't
showed.
focus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like a watered down version of what it could have been. Like it
Yeah.
just did not come together at all.
And then Valkyrie just stopped showing up.
Yeah,
All right, I'm just gonna chill at home. Literally. Yeah. I don't
yeah.
know. I
So
mean,
that's
there's a couple I mean, I'll give it. I enjoyed 25% of it.
yeah, I would say so. Individually, there's like fun parts, but if you put them together, they don't work at all.
Yeah.
The one huge plus I would say was really cool, and some of the needle drops are not the best, but the use of Guns N' Roses like throughout the whole damn
Yeah.
film, I was into
That was
that.
cool.
I was into that.
Yeah.
But
Me
man, so
too.
many the God sequences and everything is just so awkward. Like it's
What
just
about
like
that black and white? You don't like the black and white sequence?
some of it were cool, but then there was some animation in there that was terrible. And
I thought it was trying to be terrible. That's why I
I,
liked it.
oh, okay,
Because it was on
very
purpose.
stylized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just underused like the villain. Like he's a great villain in the comics, and they took the story of him and Jane Foster, which is like a story that happens 5 years afterwards, and they just shoved them all together, and it's just that shit didn't work, didn't jive.
He was going for it, man. Christian Bale, when he was being creepy with the kids and everything,
Yeah,
he was going for it.
he's cool, but so there you go, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Not on the list. I'm glad we got to watch it, but man, if I had paid money in the theater, I don't know how I would have walked. I don't know how I would have reacted.
Not good.
No. All right, let's
You
move
were
on.
crying like a little girl.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to another show that Taika Waititi did.
Yeah.
He's responsible for What We Do in Shadows series finale.
Yeah. Season finale.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's like 2 more seasons coming. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say that this show, from the first episode to the season finale, man, great show, man. I love it. Like, I think it gets better with every season. So,
I think this was the tightest season of all of them.
dude, every episode, I was like, God damn, this shit's on fire. It was so good.
The home makeover episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which Christina was super confused at first. She's like, "What the fuck is going on with the show this week?" And then, like, as it kind of starts to unfold and we get to the very end of it, you're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
like
the whole
payoff.
running bit, the not just nightclub, and
dude, my favorite thing with the running bit for the entire season: blood sprinklers from Blade.
Yeah,
and they don't
so
work
funny.
the whole season.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
Oh
and
my
then,
god!
And vampires are a sucker for little kid acts. Oh man,
at the club. Oh, there's so many funny things.
Yeah,
like this, they knocked it out of the park this season.
Yeah, that one episode you talked about though, that has to go down as one of the best. Like the reveal at the end, you're like, holy shit, they got me. Because you didn't see it coming and stuff.
Not at all.
Every time they bring up the fucking hat, I love every time. Oh, with the little thing that the pucker, the pucker in the back.
Yeah.
Where they talk about the asshole or whatever that's in the back of it, and it sucks a little bit of your skin or something. Like the asshole sucking on the back of your head. That's so funny. Yeah, I love that show, man.
So the season 4,
yeah,
What We Do in Shadows, killed the season.
Yeah, and there's a couple. I mean, there's a couple big moments as far as like for characters too. Like Guillermo had like a huge moment. You know?
Yeah, he had. I'd say several. He had one big character moment and some other like fun sequences on his own. Like he's growing. A lot.
He's growing a lot.
And they left it on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, Colin Robinson, you know, like
Yeah.
that whole energy vampire shit is a mystery, and they're keeping it that way, which is kind of cool. You know, you keep wondering like, what is he? What's going on? And oh man, that shit was so funny, dude. Yeah, looking forward to more, man. I'm excited, dude. I'm happy that it's gonna keep coming back, and we can keep watching that shit.
Yeah.
All
Super
right,
excited. All right, moving on.
moving on. All right, here we go. House of the Dragon, episode 4.
Yeah.
How'd we do? Did you finish it?
Yeah.
All right. What are your
I'll just keep
thoughts?
this. I'll keep this one brief. Worst episode ever. You know it's true.
Worst episode ever. Oh
Of the
man,
show.
of the show.
And I'm probably Game of Thrones together. Dude, I would rather watch, as much as I shit on the finale of Game of Thrones, I would watch that 10 times over the last episode. Fuck.
What was the biggest thing for you in
The
this
pa-
episode?
the pa- the pacing, like so little happened across an hour. It's too focused, character driven, and there's like only like 2 characters that we're following for like an hour. Like something's got to happen. I mean, something kind of did happen, and I understand because they talk about the Targaryen line. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do we really need an hour that leads into like that? It just felt like the whole thing felt like a fucking soap opera. Like it just felt like we need it. Was that an hour's worth of story? And fuck no, that was like 15 to 20 minutes for me. But and the whole time we were just like, oh my god, like if they don't pick up in the next episode, like we might start backing away from the show for a while.
Yeah. Oh man. There's I it's hard for me to disagree with you as far as like the points you made. But I always feel like I'm always talking you off the edge with this fucking show because it's been on the fence since the beginning for you. Uh but yeah, man, I don't have any defense for it. So
It's
yeah.
hard because this show was on the shoulders, was built on the shoulders of a giant. And we watched a couple more episodes of the first season this week. Fuck, they're so good. Like Tyrion going to like his prison castle where they're gonna
Yeah.
throw him down the moon roof. Like that's all one episode. Like so much happens, and it's interesting and visually fascinating. You meet all
Yeah.
these crazy characters in 1 hour. What they accomplish, and then like in
Mhm.
1 hour of this show, like let's go hang out at a brothel for a fucking 45 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, this is not gonna turn out well.
Yeah.
Um, it just felt so odd and gratuitous, and I and some of the choices that the characters made, I thought maybe were inconsistent, but maybe just don't know enough about them. But
Yeah.
fuck, anyways, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. One last thing I'll say, I think the biggest flaw that one of the biggest flaws this show has is that it won't let us see anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no, it's too
it's so
contained.
yeah. I want to know what's going on in the other houses. You know, like what do the
Yeah,
other houses think of these people? Because
yeah,
we don't know. We don't know if they're feared or loved or hated and stuff. I mean, we get ideas of it, but like Sir Corliss, right? The sea snake. That
yeah,
guy, I mean, we know he's pissed. We don't know how pissed he is because they don't give us any scenes with him. I mean, uh, we'll see how it goes because of the trailer they dropped before for the whatever's coming. It looked like there's gonna be some action, and hopefully we'll get some interaction with other people, and we'll see, man. Fingers crossed.
yeah. All
Fingers
right,
crossed.
let's move on to the next one.
All right, man. Rings of Power, episode
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Thoughts?
This is probably the slowest one of all of them, but it was still interesting the whole time. Like it jumped to different areas with different characters, and they kept like unraveling different directions that all these different characters are going in, and they did some unexpected stuff. I'm like, okay, okay. There's 1 or 2 gorgeous shots in this episode. I'm like, god damn, like that they had some money. Like wow. Um, and it's they give more depth and dimension to the characters as it keeps going and going and going. I think it's really interesting. It's kind of getting to the point where Galadriel is like kind of one of the most uninteresting characters in this episode. Like the other characters are doing so many things and like
Mhm.
introducing so many little plot elements. I'm like, interesting. I think this was the slowest one, but I'm still totally in
Yeah.
just because it was so well shot.
Yeah. I feel like the last week's episode 3 was the slowest one for me because it felt so long and they were like the same length. Um, I like this. I wish we had a show just about the dwarfs because
Yeah,
every time we're in the mountain, I'm like, damn, dude, this is so fucking cool. And
yeah.
like,
And
and
the
like,
wife, I love the wife.
yeah, all of that, man, all of that stuff in the mountain and Elrond and stuff, man, like, it's so interesting. And like, that has weight. The
Yeah,
interaction between those two
yeah,
characters,
yeah,
there's weight there. And like
yeah,
the scene with Durin and his father, man, that had weight, and
yeah.
so all that stuff was really, 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 really cool to me. And yeah, I'm kind of ready. I'm ready for them to leave the island.
Yeah,
Like
they're gonna. They have to.
yeah, and because it's not progressing the story. And one thing I didn't miss was the Harfoots. It was in
Yeah,
the
trippy.
it was in the episode, and I was like, okay, I guess that's it. But but yeah, I liked it and enjoyed it, and like I said, I just wish there was more dwarf stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, one thing, a little nitpicky stuff. I'm
Hmm.
like, how? I guess it makes sense, and it doesn't make sense. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say small spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, skip to 15 seconds. I didn't like how um the guy said, "Oh, give a message," and they let him go, but they still chased him. So that was weird for me.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Unless he
So
was trying to like fake, but yeah, they're trying to murder him.
yeah, no, they were
So,
shooting arrows at him.
yeah. But that
All
was a
right.
pretty cool sequence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just did
All
like
right.
plot wise. I'm like, what?
Yeah. All
Um.
right. Let's moving out of here. Let's
All
moving into
right.
trailers.
All right. Trailers. All right. The first trailer, Babylon.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt and
Margot Robbie
Margot Robbie. Yeah.
and a whole bunch of other people.
And a bunch of stuff happening. Man, there was so many cuts in this trailer. I thought I was watching like a Tony Scott thing. Um, but it looks cool. Looking forward to it. I
It
mean, it
looks
kind
really interesting. And if it wasn't for the director, Damien Chazelle, who did
yeah.
Whiplash and he did La La Land and the moon
Moonlight? No, he didn't.
for all mankind.
Moonlight.
No, not for all mankind. No, no, no. Oh, not all mankind. What's it called?
Ad
He did an
Astra,
astronaut film.
the
No,
one
no,
with
no.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good film. Like he's 3 for 3,
Yeah.
and this is a total departure of tone and everything for this guy. And it's like 1930s, 40s Hollywood of just
Hmm.
excess and crazy. It looks like
Hmm.
it's just gonna be like an orgy filled fucking fantasy land. It's gonna be
Yeah.
nuts.
The tone for me was a little bit of Scorsese, Wolf of Wall Street, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
but the like I felt like the color was a little oversaturated, but I mean it looks fun. I'm excited for it, and I like those other films, so I'm looking
yeah,
forward to it.
yeah. Me too. It's gonna be really interesting regardless. So
Yeah,
I think that ends our trailer section because we talked about so many during the news section.
sounds good.
Yeah.
All
So what we got
right,
next?
all right. New to the list. All right, we got Endor. It's
It's coming.
coming up. A couple
Yeah.
days now.
And they released some early reviews, and they're all very, very positive. They said the
Sweet.
first 2 episodes are a little on the slow side,
Uh,
but then it ramps up like crazy in the third episode.
yeah, they're
And
doing
they do.
3 episodes. Yeah, they're dropping 3 at once
Oh, okay. And like the thing with this one is like no Jedi, no Sith, no Skywalkers. Just
yeah,
like some shit going down.
in
Like,
space.
yeah. So I'm like,
Should
all
be
right, cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
I hope there's no fucking sand then. I don't want to see no sand.
It looks pretty lush. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Um, all right, what we got next?
Moving on, they just dropped this new stand up on Netflix called Stand Up by Joe Coy, live from the Forum in LA.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with him? Do you like his work?
I actually watched part of this show, because he was in a movie.
Mhm.
I forgot what it's called on Netflix, but someone went to go watch it and they're like, "Oh, that's okay." And then I watched the trailer for it. And I'm like, they shot this literally in my neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
I recognize houses. I'm like, oh shit. But then I watched his stand up and it's pretty funny. It's
Yeah.
very insidery
Yeah.
to like his culture of like Hawaii and Polynesian and I think Filipino. Like they kind of
Yeah,
blend
he's
a lot
half
of that in there.
Filipino, half white.
Yeah, and I like him a lot. He's got energy. He's
Yeah.
funny. He's like definitely if you want something different.
Yeah.
Check out Joy Coy's stand up on Netflix.
Yeah. I
You watching it?
recommend. I watched it. I loved it. I recommend if people haven't seen have not seen his stand up. I recommend you watch Live in Seattle first. It's from like 2017 because even references that in this, so it kind of like ties in and stuff. So watch that one first. They're both on Netflix. Live in Seattle, and then this one Live in the Forum.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Coy, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, next up,
Here we go.
Great British Baking Show. You heard of it?
A little bit.
Yeah, my Anglophiles. All right, when's it come back?
Man, today it dropped last night at midnight.
Oh, cool.
And
When are you guys gonna watch it?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, during the day, I think. Unless someone doesn't know it's out yet. So I'm gonna like boom, surprise Christina tomorrow and she's gonna be like, oh my god. Yeah, new season. And
Yeah.
what's crazy is they haven't even like fucking publicized this. Like this is
Yeah.
this is a huge show. And I think this is like the 13th season with like 10 of them being on Netflix so far because it's from the BBC.
Yeah.
We love this show. Like this is like it's like the most simple, feel good, no, there's like you're rooting for everybody. It's like one of those shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And
Yeah.
we cook a lot here in our household, so we get like inspired by stuff. And so I'm super excited. And I have another story about it, but go ahead. What's your relationship with the show?
No. Yeah, man. I love this show. I think during the pandemic, it kind of like I I binged it and I watched all of it. So I'm excited for the show, and it took me a few seasons to just wrap my head around how um nice everybody is. I
Yeah,
guess because usually when you watch a competition show or
yeah.
reality show, there's a little bit of hate going on, like, oh, I don't give a that, I don't give a shit if that person fucks up, or ooh, that fucking guy's gonna burn his, or no, these people are nice to each other,
They
and
cry when someone leaves.
then nobody when they freak out when something messes up because they mess up too, they don't freak out. They don't like they don't throw themselves on the ground like babies, and they just keep like, oh well, I gave it a shot,
Yeah,
and so I appreciate that. So yeah, and it's kind of cool because the desserts and the pastries and stuff like that are different over there, so we get to see different types of baking
yeah.
going
They'll have
on.
German week and French patisserie week, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and they'll have stuff. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is, but
yeah.
let's check it out. And they explain it, and like, oh,
They
so
do a
yeah,
lot of custards and
yeah,
fillings and jellos and
puddings and like that don't look like pudding, but all right.
yeah.
But I
But
bet it tastes good,
yeah. No, I wish I could smell that kitchen. But
man.
yeah, I'm excited for it too, bro. I love watching that.
Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned like the pandemic stuff. I remember in 2020 when like the world was upside down, we watched it came back on and like episode 2 or something, and like Paul Hollywood gave his first Hollywood handshake of the season.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know what happened to me. I became like slightly emotional at that point. I was like, it felt like, okay, the world's gonna be okay. Hollywood Paul's handing out handshakes. Like it was so weird. Like I was sitting on the couch and like when that happened, I was like, oh
You should
yeah.
tell you should tell people what that means because I don't know if people a handshake, what?
Yeah. So Paul Hollywood's one of the judges, and he comes from like decades of culinary experience, and apparently he's world renowned. But when he has someone makes a dish and he tastes it, he'll kind of get silent, and that means his mind is getting blown at that moment, and he will shake the hand of the person who made that particular dish because it's like the epitome of like perfection. And he hands out maybe 2 to maybe 6 an entire season, if that. And when someone gets one, it's like their knees
Whoa.
buckle. It's like
Whoa. It's almost like
it's
winning that competition.
it's like Thanos snapping his fingers. You're like, oh, like something big just happened. And it's pretty cool when it happens.
Yeah.
So it's like a big deal. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
So it's like they got armor on. Like he just gave them like a fucking mushroom from Mario Brothers, and like doot, 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 doot. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah. You should put a camera on you when you watch the show so we can watch you become a Kleenex, a wet towel.
Yeah, there we go. Is he gonna cry this week? It's up to Paul. It's up to Paul. All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. everyone should. It's just a nice, happy show. All
Yeah, it's a
right.
cool show.
So with that, we're going straight into our double feature, and the theme of our double feature is what, my friend?
A movie about cooking, baking, chefs, anything to do
Yeah,
with the food industry,
yeah,
restaurants.
yeah.
All right. You said you have a few. I have a
I
few.
I have two.
Do you want
I
me to
bet
go
we're gonna.
first or
Yeah,
you?
you
I
go.
don't
You
know
go
if
ahead.
I'll go first. All right. So I'm gonna go with my numero uno pick, my number
Yeah.
one pick, and I don't know if you have this one, but I have Chef with John Favreau and
Uh
the
huh.
food truck one
Uh huh.
with man, I love that movie, dude. With Sofia Vergara and he's like a chef and he's kind of like, you know, um, he's he loses everything, I guess, and he's trying to get back into it, and he starts his food truck, and he
He loses
makes
his roots.
yeah, and he gets back, and he starts making the cubanitos, the little Cuban sandwiches, where like they're kind of like Cuban paninis. I love this movie. It's a great movie.
That was my number one pick too.
Ah,
Dude, that movie's got so much heart, and it's like it's about cooking, but it's really about the relationship of a father and son. Is what
yeah,
it's really about. But I
yeah,
mean, but it's just filled with all these awesome characters for the entire film. You're just like you're rooting for everybody, and it the movie has like almost no faults. It's so good, and the
yeah.
whole time we're just like, I want to try that, I want to eat that, and it's cool because like Roy Choi was the executive, I guess the food consultant for the
Mm-hmm.
film, and him and Favreau have that show on Netflix now for cooking,
Oh yeah,
and and what was so cool when I lived in LA. Roy Choi had two restaurants within walking distance where I used to live, so I used to go to his places, and fuck, they were so good, so
yeah,
good. Like it was the you don't realize how spoiled you are when you get to like live walking distance to two Roy Choi places. You're like, God damn, it's good.
yeah.
Um,
And one more thing before you have your choice, I think that also this was kind of parallel with John Favreau's career too, because um, he was kind of like on the downtrend because he had just released Iron Man 2 and everybody hated that movie. And
yeah, this was his reset.
yeah, this was his reset. So it was kind of like parallel to his personal life and what's
Yeah,
going on with the movie. So that was kind of
yeah,
cool. I'll give you my
yeah.
number two, and it might be into your number two. Or you go ahead and pick, and then I'll tell you if it was my number two.
All right, my number two is also Ratatouille.
Oh, that was
What?
it. We're 1-2 the same.
That's a first.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's how many food films are there? I had a
Oh, there's a
third in the
ton.
far. I had a third in the far back. But I mean, Ratatouille is so like amazing. That's probably like one of my top three Pixar films, and like it's gorgeous, and like the idea of anyone can cook kind of thing, and you just gotta give it shit. Like I know so many people who are so intimidated by the kitchen. I'm like, no, man, get in there, make it messy, get in there, do your thing, put your own spin on things, like do it, have fun, enjoy yourself. Like food is kind of like love. You're giving yourself some little bit of love there. Like you deserve it. Like give yourself something really great, and you can make it yourself by your own hand, and then on top of that, the story and like the execution of it, and the soundtrack to Ratatouille is so good. Like the score, like that's like a perfect film for me. It's like it's the shit.
Yeah.
Like it's the relation. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'll go after you go.
No, there's like two parallel stories. There's three actually. Like the Remy, the rat and his family, and how he wants to be more than just them. Like what's expected of him, and and breaking out of that culture, and then like the main character trying to figure out his shit, and then kind of like growing and getting into a relationship and trying to like recognize where he's at in the world. Um, it's just oh man, that movie's awesome.
Yeah. You know, when this movie first came out, I had a hard time reconciling the whole rat in the kitchen thing because
Yeah.
I come from the
Oh yeah.
restaurant business and cleaning and all that. So it's like I just was like, no, it doesn't work. I was like the people in the kitchen, you know, in the movie. I'm like, no, get that rat out of here. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
So, but I come around having
He washed
kids,
it, bro. He washed his hands. He washed his hands.
I guess. I mean, he walks in his 2 hind feet and he doesn't touch his hands on the floor. But
Yeah.
anyways, um, so yeah, I've learned to love this movie and appreciate it. And you know, wouldn't it be the best if everybody could have that moment when you eat the food and it takes you back to your childhood?
Dude, that
So
one shot blew my mind when I saw it in the theater. I was like, "What?" Like
yeah,
they, in an image, captured. an emotion in one shot, and I'm like, I still every time I see that, I'm like, like
Yeah.
especially if you're not expecting it, like, damn, that was an amazing shot.
Yeah. So that's what we make food for, man. We want to connect
Yeah,
food to, your soul and your spirit and stuff. So that's really good.
yeah. Like when I travel, the first thing I want to do is go eat a bunch of random stuff in random places because it kind of tells so much about like the people and the culture, and like
Yeah.
it's just there's so much behind it. But
Yeah,
yeah, there you
man.
go, Chef and Ratatouille, two fantastic double features. Damn, we killed it right there.
Yeah, man. It's good now. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening. You got any final thoughts? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm looking forward to Bake Off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. So please like and subscribe. Leave comments, recommendations. Are we missing something out there you guys are watching that we're not watching? Let us know. I'm Francisco.
I'm Andres.
Have a great week. Put it on the list.
Thanks for listening.